Let's talk about Disney. Okay. Disney boardroom battle is over.
It's over.
Yes.
Okay. So is Iger the right person for the job?
Go ahead, Ian. Say it.
I don't think so, but I don't know who would be the right person to run Disney.
Why do you wait? Hold on, time out. Why is he not the right guy for the job?
It's kind of like the Doc Rivers thing. Like, you can get the job done, but you're not going to go as far. I think some of the political choices they've made are not in favor. I think he's a good CEO, but he's not great. I don't know many great CEOs in the media business right now because the landscape is changing. And plus, when you look at it, their combination of real estate and media, I think we have to realize, like, we're a quarter into a new century. So when these changes happen, sometimes we don't see them fast enough. And I think we just need a more innovative CEO. I know people clown me all the time for saying Mr. Beast should run Disney. Mr. Beast has done a better job in media the last 5 years than Disney has by far. He would have got 150 million from Amazon that Disney could have used.
I think it's one of these things with Disney is such a legacy brand. They got a lot of challenges, right? I think the first thing is you don't want to run into the ground. That's the first thing. Like, you don't get somebody that's going to run into the ground. Like Jay Morrison when he ran that Tulsa fund into the ground, right? Like, don't do that.
That's not even. Is that a legend anymore?
That's not even a legend. That's a fact.
No, we're not. No, listen.
That's a fact.
I'm not laughing at any victim.
No.
A lot of people were victimized
for sure.
But I think the reports came out that it's closed now.
It's over. Finito. All right. Wrap it up. So the thing about it is,
shout out to Julian Gordon.
What are y'all on today, yo? Like, that earthquake shook some shit up. Y'all was like, yo, like,
now we back. We came back from the motherland, new attitude.
So the first thing is don't run it into the ground, right? That's the first thing. But the second thing is, like, it's a very complex situation because they've had all these issues with the woke situation and
they've
Florida and all these things. So,
and the movies are terrible.
The recent ones are terrible.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the kid movies, though, right?
Yeah.
But Marvel, that's still Disney, right?
Yeah, but they haven't had a good one.
The Marvels movie I went to go see with Xander was horrendous.
That was actually rated the worst movie they've ever done.
Marvel?
Yeah, the Marvels.
So what? All right. So what's the pathway for? Because they're in a weird space, right? Where they're obviously one of the biggest legacy brands of all time, but they're now getting a lot of backlash with the woke situation and all of this, and they're trying to figure out their next move, right?
Yeah.
What if you were CEO? What would be your direction as far as leading Disney into a new era of dominance?
I will have to split the parks business away from the media business. I think the capital costs are too intensive to run them both concurrent. Too many the woke, and I hate to sound like a MAGA boy, but all the extra woke agenda, the pandering they're doing is not natural. Like, it took y'all up until 98 to have a darker hued person in y'all cartoons. Now all of a sudden y'all care about everybody's agendas, and okay, cool. Split the parks off. They can't restructure the debt now because where the market is, but I think in 2018, 2019, they should have done that. But you have to split that media business away because in aggregate, I think the media business is driving down some of the revenue from the parks. I get you have the issue with COVID. Some of the parks are doing a lot better, but I think those are two separate businesses and you need two different heads of state to run them. I for sure don't know why they haven't brought in at least Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat to consult. They don't have a fucking clue what their audience wants right now. Name me the last great Disney project that came out, and y'all killed off Tony Stark.
Do you think? All right, I look at Disney as
like Black Panther is both Black Panthers are $1 billion movie.
That was 4 years ago, right?
Well, the first one was 4 years ago.
But Disney's audience is a lot younger than Mr. Beast's audience, right?
But he's much younger than Bob Iger. Bob Iger probably watched the premiere of Dynasty.
But shout out to Bob Iger.
Come on, and I like Bob, but it's not the one.
But at its peak, right? If we look at historically from a shareholder perspective, he's a CEO when it had its highest mark. right? Like as far as per share.
Yep.
Now it has pulled back as he stepped down. He's come back. He looked at the mistakes. He has rearranged some things, right? We made it very clear about what they're doing with Disney, their fight for streaming, them getting live sport. That has happened. If he's not a good CEO for the company, then who would be, right? Because he left. He left. He said, I'm walking away.
Yeah.
My issue has always been, who is the successor?
That's his motherfucking job to pick the successor.
Or is it the board?
Man, the board just had to collect a check.
Right? Because when he left, now whose job is it? Not his anymore.
Okay, if we're looking from an eyeball standpoint,
right?
ESPN is down dramatically. Huge mistake in not picking up a bunch of those sport podcasters. You're also competing against Netflix, who's doing a deal with Meta. And Meta, what do you watch more, Disney movies or Instagram?
Instagram. It's not even close.
Bob is not the right. And okay, now take my opinion out, because I know when we clip it up, everybody's gonna have an opinion. Profit margin 2.65%.
Not great.
I can divide. 2 of them was due.
Yeah.
Need a new CEO.
But that's what I'm saying. They're gonna have one. He's not gonna be doing this forever. So they eventually will one. It has turned, like, year to date, it's up 30%. If you look at it's trending. It's trend over the past 6 months to a year. What would you say?
It's went up. I'll ask you this, even because you're invested in it. If you have to put all of your life,
we got to put that.
Disney,
we have to say that as a disclaimer. Go ahead.
Yeah, would you put all of your money into Disney as your primary and only holder?
No.
I just think that if they had a succession plan, hey, I'm gonna stay here for 2 more years till we get through this political onslaught. We're gonna offboard some of the woke stuff. These are a slate of films and TV shows to come out. Great. I haven't seen anybody watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Hulu.
That's done.
They just need a plan. Now, if he lays out a great plan, I think they'll be okay. But to not have a successor, not a great show lineup.
But what about the selling off of the assets, right? So you sell off ESPN, right? You start selling or reshaping some of these assets. You have the Fox Searchlight. You have assets.
Yeah. Could be great for a short term. But I mean, there are some big competitors in Netflix, Meta, and just when a programming isn't good anymore, they are going through the same issue without the scandal that WWE went through. Vince McMahon got too old and stuck in his ways, and the creative wasn't as good. Then Triple H comes and he brings the gang back in, and here comes Shawn Michaels running NXT, the blackest I've ever seen WWE, right? Now WrestleMania is going crazy. It looks like that TKO stock should do pretty well. Yeah. UFC card, you need new blood with new ideas. And I think he can be chairman. I just don't think he's right for CEO, and I think he needs to find his replacement before the replacement finds him.
And Bleacher Report, we need to have a conversation. Did you see that list? They made the top 10 wrestlers of all time.
If Austin won who was number 1? Bret Hitman Hart. Come on, get the fuck out of here, yo. And I like Bret.
And he's in my top 5 though. But
yeah, he's not 1.
They had the Rock at number 9.
That's crazy. The Great Muta better than Bret Hart.
Hogan was like number 7. They have like Macho Man was in. I'm just like, Bret the Hitman Hart number 1.
That's crazy, yo.
Legendary move. The sharpshooter is a legendary move, though.
Rest in peace, Owen. But
put somebody in a sharpshooter. That's what Cuzzy was doing on the tape. They said,
"What?" The Lil Rod Adam 22 link up, yo. That's a wild time in me.
Yo, Little Rod's name is Paul.
A wild time.
No, Rod.
Your name is Little Rod, bro. Your credibility has been thrown out on birth. As soon as you decided to name yourself Little Rod,
or maybe somebody named him that.
Either or. As soon as you accepted that name, as soon as you accepted that name, you've lost all credibility, bro. I don't want to hear any Little Rod stories, man.
Allegedly.
Little Rod.
Imagine your homeboy trying to link you with something. Yeah, you want to talk to my boy Little Rod? Well, it's over before you start. It's over with.
I don't want to hear anybody. Like, you shouldn't even be posting that. Like, Little Rod.
That's crazy, yo.
I ain't even saying his name. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm not gonna have it.
Oh man,
All
what
right.
can you do?